Born on June 4, 1944, in Long Beach, California, Michelle Phillips was originally named Holly Michelle Gilliam. Sadly, she lost her mother at just 5 years old. Raised by her single father, she spent several years in Mexico City before returning to Los Angeles for high school. Love triangles in the mamas and the papas, fame's rise and fall, a switch to Hollywood, her 8-day marriage, Michelle's story has it all. In the groovy world of 1960s pop culture, Michelle Phillips was more than just a face in the crowd. She was a leading lady of the Mamas and the Papas, and is the last surviving member of pop giants the Mamas and the Papas, a band that belted out hits like California Dreamin' and Monday. Michelle's journey started in sunny California. She embodied the spirit of the 60s with her flowing hair, flower power vibes, and a voice that could make angels jealous. At the age of just 17 in 1961, Michelle Phillips started her modeling career. Fate intervened during one of her ventures, leading her to a San Francisco club where she met John Phillips, and later they got married on December 31, 1962. John, who was already a part of a group called the Journeymen, joined forces with Michelle to start a fresh music project. They both teamed up with Cass and Denny to form the Mamas and the Papas. But as pop stories often go, love wasn't all sunshine and rainbows for Michelle. She got tangled up in a web of love triangles and tumultuous relationships within the band. Cass Elliot had her own affection for John, and rumor has it that Michelle was having an affair with Gene Clark. When John knew about their affair, she fired Michelle from the band, but maybe there is more to her firing. You see, Michelle and Phillips' rocky marriage mirrored the band's rocky road. Now, Michelle feels free, sharing her side of the story. As today's Mamas and the Papas scene, only Michelle Phillips remains. She's the lone mama left, with the Papas in her rear view. Michelle spills the tea, and she admits that she was caught red-handed with Denny Doherty. Even though John played it down, she was on his lap in a nightgown, feeding him sweets. John's response to this was, "You could do a lot to me, Mitch, but you don't mess with my tenor." Rumors also swirled about her and Gene Clark from the Byrds, and that was the breaking point. John gave her the boot. Lou Adler, the music guru, summed John up: destructive and a tough act. It was a ticking time bomb. And let's not forget, the cheating wasn't a one-way street. Dark secrets lingered, including some seriously messed up stuff. Then there's the song, "Young Girls Are Coming to the Canyon" by John.
Young girls are coming to the canyon, and in the mornings I can see them walking.
Michelle's comeback? Yeah, and you've been with all of them. With John out of the picture, Michelle's ready to dive into biopics galore. She even calls his passing a kind of blessing. "Once you've taken the knife out of your heart, it makes for a wonderful story," says Michelle. After the Mamas and the Papas disbanded, Michelle delved into acting studies in Los Angeles. After a small part in The Last Movie, Phillips got a bigger role in the crime drama Dillinger.
This here is Harry Pierpoint. Homer Van Meter, Charlie Mackley, that's Eddie, he's the driver. Thieves and killers. You heard of it?
Sure.
This is Biddy Frechette. She's an engine. Don't ever give her a drink.
Acting alongside Warren Oates and Ben Johnson. Her great performance got her nominated for a Golden Globe. In 1977, Phillips did well in both TV and movies. She starred in the miniseries Aspen with Sam Elliott and the true story movie Valentino with Rudolf Nureyev. That year, Phillips also released her own album, Victim of Romance. Then came the late 1980s. Phillips became well known on the TV show Knots Landing. She played Nicolette Sheridan's mom on the series. After Knots Landing ended in 1993, Phillips kept working on TV. She appeared on shows like Star Trek: The Next Generation, Santa Barbara, Murder, She Wrote, Beverly Hills 90210, and Seventh Heaven. In 1969, following the success of Easy Rider, Hollywood icon Dennis Hopper embarked on a new film project in Peru, taking on the roles of director and editor. Reports circulated of wild parties during the shoot, amidst Hopper's battle with severe drug addiction. It was here that he met Michelle. However, what followed was one of Hollywood's most intriguing mysteries to date. Just 8 days after their wedding, Michelle filed for divorce, providing very little insight. In an interview with Vanity Fair, she described the experience as excruciating and revealed that her father urged her to seek a divorce. She confessed, "My father dragged me into his attorney's office and said, 'Men like that never change. File for divorce now. It'll be embarrassing for a few weeks. Then it will be over.'" After Michelle Phillips's brief marriage to Dennis Hopper, rumors swirled. Some speculated it was due to Hopper's alleged unnatural demands. While some claim Hopper was so stoned the morning after the wedding, he didn't recognize his bride. When asked about the accusations, Hopper admitted to past aggression, but emphasized it was in self-defense. In 2001, he addressed their short-lived marriage, mentioning Michelle's decision to prioritize her music career, and even said, "7 of those days were pretty good. The 8th day was a bad one." Michelle felt a mix of emotions when she was fired from the band. She knew she made a mistake, and it bothered her that she got fired from a group she helped create. She said in an interview, "You know, a lot happened within the group when I was fired and rehired. I hadn't realized how much I had swept under the rug out of necessity. I couldn't have come back into the group grumbling about the past. I had to come in smiling and ready to start fresh." Finally, they called Michelle back because no one else could bring the same magic she did to the group. In June 1967, Michelle took the stage with them at the Monterey Pop Festival in California. The festival was put together by John Phillips and Lou Adler and featured a lineup of important counterculture musicians and psychedelic rock acts like Jefferson Airplane and Janis Joplin's Big Brother. After this, the group released their 4th album called The Papas and the Mamas before taking a break. Even though they couldn't recreate their initial big success, the group still did well. Prior to marrying Michelle, John had been in a relationship with a woman named Susan Adams. Together, they had a daughter together, named Mackenzie. When Michelle entered the picture through marriage, she took on the role of Mackenzie's stepmother. She shook the whole world in 2009 when she said that she maintained a relationship with her father for more than a decade. According to her reports, she was 19 years old when she was by her father on the night before her wedding. "I woke up that night from a blackout to find myself having with my own father," she writes in her memoir.
I woke up that night from a blackout to find myself having with my own father. I don't remember how it started, or thankfully how it ended.
Additionally, Mackenzie revealed that her father, who passed away in 2001, introduced her to at the tender age of 11. He taught her how to roll and even administered through injections. However, Michelle believed the allegations were false. In a conversation, Michelle said, "John was a bad parent and a addict, but relationship with his daughter? If she thinks it's true, why isn't she with a good psychiatrist on a couch? I think it's unconscionable that Oprah would let her do her show. I have every reason to believe it's untrue. Oprah should be more judicious about who she has on her show." That's it for today. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up to show your support. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel so you're always in the loop. And lastly, please check out one of the videos showing up on your screen. It might interest you just like this one.